I, 20F, have been seeing this guy, Robin, 21M, for 6 months now. He is the kindest and sweetest man I have ever met. He isn't overprotective, manipulative, or anything like that. He is constantly honest and expresses his issues in a healthy way. All my exes have either abused me or cheated on me, and he didn't even yell at me. Anytime he gets angry, he tells me he will be back in 30 minutes, sends me his location, and just drives around until he calms down again. I never want to raise my voice against any woman, he says. Before him, I had 3 boyfriends, 2 of whom cheated on me with their girl best friend. So, when Robin told me he wants me to meet his girl best friend, I was scared. He knew about my past and promised me there isn't anything between them. She even helped him set up the dating profile we met through. When I met her, I felt superior to her somehow. She was a bit overweight, had a double chin, and she had the thickest eyebrows I had ever seen. But there was one thing she had that I didn't, which was a bigger chest. We didn't meet up with her alone, but with their entire friend group, 5 guys, my boyfriend, me, and his girl best friend. She was nice to me the entire time, sitting next to me, helping me with inside jokes, and even talking to me when Robin got busy. I started feeling bad about how I had called her ugly in my head. We started meeting up regularly, and again, 3 days ago at Robin's flat. When I arrived an hour later than everyone else, I realized how close my boyfriend had gotten to her in the middle of the night, and she had tears in her eyes with messier hair. My entire body filled with panic. They have been texting more, and he doesn't want me to see their messages together, and now this. I freaked out and accused him of cheating on me in front of his entire friend group. All his guy friends just stared at me in anger and resentment and tried to help his girl best friend get out of the room. Her legs were shivering, and her eyes were still red from crying. I called her every name in the book and insulted every part of her body. Robin told me to quit it, and I told him I couldn't believe he chose Fatty over me. I know it was horrible, I regret it. Especially after finding out she had opened up to the group that she was essayed last week, I feel disgusting. My boyfriend kicked me out of his apartment that night and told me it's over. I have to go over to his house on Monday to pick up my things. I really do want to fix it, but I don't know how. Is there even a way to fix it? Our relationship was perfect before this, and I don't want this one incident to destroy our relationship. Please help. Relevant comments. You can explain to him what happened and what you were thinking. It would actually be a good idea so that it can be explained to his girl best friend, but there is no saving your relationship. Be honest with yourself and ask if you would take back a guy who did the same thing to you and your friends. I did try it, and I told him that I'm sorry and that I misread the room and everything. He said that if the first thing that comes to my mind when his girl best friend is crying is that it had to do with cheating, it's ridiculous, and he doesn't want that stuff around him. I tried to talk to her, but she said she doesn't want to see or hear about me again. It's all just a miscommunication I want to fix, but nobody wants to listen to me. I love him so much and don't want this to be the way it ends. What you want doesn't matter at this point. The fact that he dumped you proves that he is every bit the great guy you've believed him to be, while your actions showed him that you aren't the mentally stable person he thought you were. At this point, being with you would cost him his entire friend group because none of them will ever forgive you and wouldn't forgive him for staying with someone like you. It's also likely he's disgusted by even the thought of you right now after the harm you caused. Except that he's done with you because pushing will only make you look even more psycho and make him even more sure he doesn't want you in his life. I would block and cut off any friendship for this relationship. He always says it doesn't matter what friends think, so why should he dump me for his friends? He can always find better ones, but our relationship was perfect. I know he agrees with me and still loves me. Why is everyone telling me I'm the bad guy? I made a mistake, yes, but I am not a crazy psychotic BTCH. I have been through so much, of course, I reacted in a bad way. Up on if she tried to make amends. I tried to apologize, but they didn't want to hear it. I barely know his girl best friend, and she doesn't want me around her anymore. She claims I traumatized her and thought we were friends, when we really were just acquaintances. I feel bad, but I can't fix my relationship with her. However, I was close to my boyfriend, and I don't want to let him go. Of course, I want him back, he is my true love. Up on the girl best friend's essay. I agree, what I told her was horrible and cruel, but she isn't some innocent person. I don't care how downvoted I am gonna get, I don't even think the essay was as bad as she makes it out to be. Every girl gets grabbed sometimes, but someone with her looks and body? Maybe a slight grab, that's it. She refuses to tell me how bad it is, so I don't even think it was that bad. In that moment, I didn't care how nice she was to me, I thought she had been kissing my boyfriend. I was wrong, and I tried to apologize, but she won't hear it. She even threatened to cut my boyfriend out of her life if I contact her through him. That's borderline abusive and controlling. Op has a come to Jesus moment. I have read every single comment now. I think the reality and weight of my BS is finally hitting. I have never been so awful, and now I did the most horrendous crap ever in my life. I want to cry and vomit, but I won't. I will call my old therapist on Monday and ask for some sessions again. I thought I was ready to date again, but I wasn't. The things I did to Josephine are horrible, and she is not ugly. She was one of the nicest people I knew. Thanks to everyone calling me out on my BS. I will maybe make an update after I pack my stuff on Monday. Update 1. Hello Reddit, I know many people don't want me to be here, but after getting like 40 DMs of people asking for an update or telling me to off myself, I thought I would make it quick. So, I am now living with my brother and his wife for a while. I share a flat with one of my cousins and she doesn't mind me not living there since I will still pay rent. I talked with a few Redditors in my DMs, and even though I said horrible things, they helped me a lot. When I was 3 and my brother was 12, my mother passed away from an overdose. Up until I was 14, my dad essayed me and said that it was because I was pretty. My brother moved out when he was 18 since my dad was never emotionally present, so when I came to him telling him I was scared about being pregnant, he took care of it. My dad is still in prison. My boyfriends in the past were like my dad, abusive and emotionally not present. So when I met Robin, I thought I was finally in heaven. I was, and still am, jealous of Josephine. She isn't the beauty standard but has a better job, family, more friends, and better humor. She was also there for Robin's depression. When she reached her hand to me, I saw her as a challenge, not as a friend. I wanted to show that I did achieve something and that my beauty wasn't useless. Josephine was the one who made the friend group and introduced everyone to each other when they were 6. She was the group mother, but she developed a realization last year and ever since then, the group has been doing their best to protect her. Someone said Josephine was maybe a pick-me because she was the only girl in a guy group, but deleted the comment real quick. She isn't, she is sweet and caring. My brother reached out to her for me. I know she has been looking into therapy but doesn't know where to start, so I sent her a message on how to get therapy here quickly and for free. She read the message and replied with a thank you. She called later, and I apologized and wished her well. She doesn't forgive me, obviously, and I don't blame her, but her wishing me a quick recovery made me tear up. If you wonder why I didn't tell her sooner about the therapy option, I never wanted anyone to know I had therapy because of a pregnancy scare caused by my dad at 14. I sent my brother to pick up my things from Robin. I waited in the car so if he wanted to talk to me he could but wouldn't have to. He came at the end real quick. He gave me a hug and wished me well. I asked if we could stay in contact, and he said no. Josephine doesn't want me around, and he respects it, so do I. We still follow each other on Instagram, and I saw that they hung out afterward. Josephine looked happy, and this was the first time I saw her face and felt happiness instead of jealousy. I called my therapist, and will start seeing him regularly again in 3 weeks. I'm not a vile person, but I let jealousy and anger get to me, and that made me vile. I have a lot of issues I need to fix, and I will work on them. I thought I had my BPD and PTSD under control, but not at all, and I need to fix it. I won't date any time in the future, at least for 2 years. I'm going to get my life and personality under control. Thanks to everyone on Reddit for calling me out on my toxic BS and to the kind people who helped me. I hadn't talked about my abuse in years and didn't realize how bad it truly was. My English isn't the best, so I hope I was clear with my words. Have a good week everyone.